who had a goal and an assist in the opener.
Pretty sharp uniforms that Team USA is sporting tonight. We like the white jerseys they wore in Game 1 against Team Russia. Just as impressive are these blue shirts here, Jim.
They are very nice looking uniforms as the United States here trying to defend gold here in the IIHF World Junior Ice Hockey Championships. We're in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and this is a 10-team tournament that will go on for the next 2 weeks. And Andy Brickley and myself will be bringing you extensive coverage here on ESPN2 throughout. And icing is called here against the United States. That is one of the differences if you're a fan of National Hockey League action. In international hockey, there is no touch icing, there is no red line, and that has really changed things up for a lot of teams, Andy.
Yeah, the flow of the game, the speed of the game is on display with those rules in place. Of course, you have the passion and the energy from the kids in this under age 20 tournament. You combine those factors, you're going to have a high-speed, high element of fun and enjoyment to watch hockey.
And of course, the fast face-off rule is in effect where each team has 5 seconds to make a change, and then the referee has the discretion to drop the puck even if the teams are not lined up. Dowell now trying to feed it ahead. His pass picked off, and it's shot back down into the United States zone. Now Goligoski leaves it in behind his own net, and Dowell will try to start out. Long pass tipped down ice, and again, this will be icing against Team USA, and a different start to this hockey game than we saw earlier. And here's an example of that 2-line pass where you're allowed to throw the puck up ice.
Well, this puck will actually cross over 3 lines before it ends up on the stick of Patrick O'Sullivan on a nice long feed from the goaltender Montoya. And then in the Canadian first game, a beautiful breakaway goal by Patrice Bergeron. Again, a pass coming from the defensive side of the blue line, defensive zone from Sidney Crosby. Allows for those long stretch forward passes to create breakaways.
And it makes for a lot more excitement, too. This has been wide open hockey we've seen in the first 3 days of this year's tournament. And if you missed the Russia game, you missed the Classic. You have to find a tape of that game because it was a sensational first half of the hockey game with 9 goals scored, including 6 in the opening period. Here, though, the Swiss are trying to slow down the Americans, and to this point, they've been successful, clogging the neutral zone, getting a lot of stoppages. Face-off coming up just outside the Team USA blue line, and there you get a look at goaltender Michael Tobler.
There's some action along the boards. One thing that you will see this Switzerland team do is they will pinch when given the opportunities. Defensemen will try and stand in at the blue line. And the big defenseman, Führer, number 7, Philippe Führer, you can see a good example of it right there. We'll try to take the body when the hits are there.
Puck fired in from center. Montoya almost gave it away, but the puck deflects ahead. Now here comes Chris Bourque at center. Chris crossing with Drew Stafford. Stafford driving to the net, puts it in front. And Suter coming in late on the play, couldn't get to the pass. Now back the other way is Kevin Romy. He had 2 goals in the 5-0 win against Belarus. His shot turned away by Montoya, and it's cleared back out to center. Romy plays it off the wall ahead at center. Schneider puts it down into the United States zone and then heads off on a line change. Now Suter feeds it through center. It's broken up there. Suter gets it a second time, and he'll just fire it in from center. The United States sending out fresh troops. Kevin Porter first in on the forecheck. Throws his weight around. That allows Fritchie to come up with it. Fritchie trying to get loose in the near circle. Now a turnover. Shot right on. And it's deflected wide as Porter let it fly. Now back to the point. Hunwick couldn't hold it in. Hunwick pushing it ahead. Porter with it there. Porter gives to Fritchie, now drops back into his own zone. Hunwick will just play it to an open wing. Porter gives chase, but the Swiss dump it down ice. Romy after it. Well, Montoya, who likes to roam, settles it in behind. And Nate Hagemo out of Edina, Minnesota, feeds it ahead to center. Here's Porter across the line. Porter trying to center it, and Phil Kessel couldn't get a stick on it. Back the other way. Here's Führer across the line, long shot, and Montoya gloves and holds on.
Team USA looking for a good start to this one against Team Switzerland. Welcome back to North Dakota. We're about 4 minutes into period 1. We got a chance to talk to Coach Scott Sandelin about the importance of a good start to game number 2.
I think so. I think I think the key against Russia was our start. We got off to a good start. We got a lead, and we maintained that lead. And we know they're going to play. I think they're a very competitive team. They've got some very good players, and you know, their goaltender didn't get beat, so we've got to find ways to get pucks through him early, and I think the first 4 or 5 minutes are going to be really important with dictating the pace and tempo of the game, and we want to still be aggressive. We want to be a physical team and finish checks like we tried to do against Russia.
And so far, the United States hasn't been able to dictate the pace to this point, Andy.
No, Team Switzerland has come out with a good start. Of course, they're coming off a very impressive win last night against Team Belarus, 5-0. So that confidence level is a result of the way they performed last night.
You look at what they have to deal with coming off last night's game. You saw a lot about what was going on and what the United States wanted to do, and now here's Robbie Schremp taking a face-off. In game one, he was used only on power play situations, but now here he's getting an opportunity early in the hockey game to play a regular shift.
That's another thing Coach Sandelin talked about, trying to use your entire roster in such a short tournament in a short period of time, high number of games with a lot of intensity. The more players you can use, the better off you are.
Now Dowell battling for possession of the side of the net, but Schneider knocks the puck away from him. Then along the wall, and Kaiser gets it to the line. Long turnaround shot, puck is loose, and Dowell nearly pocked it in the short side as Tobler caught it up high, could not track down the rebound. It laid right at the side of the cage. Now it's put up the slot, but cleared away and out of danger by Sprunger.
A nice rotation in the offensive zone, and Callahan gets free out into the high slot area. Makes a heads-up play, just turns and drills it right back in the direction of Tobler. Tobler makes the shot, or the save, up high. Keep an eye on this puck. It comes off his blocker and chest protector, laying just to the right of him. Can't locate it until the very last second. Jake Dowell got to it, but Tobler able to get a right pad on it.
And the United States picked up a penalty on that play. Ryan Callahan is in the box, so the Swiss will have their first chance on the power play. 2 minutes for roughing the call. And so the United States will be shorthanded. They've yet to give up a power play goal in the tournament, as they were perfect killing off the Russian power plays in game one. And they came up with a big shorthanded goal by Dan Fritchie that ended up being the game-winning goal. Face-off coming up to the right of Al Montoya. He has not lost a game in his World Junior career. 7-0 now. Last year, a perfect 6-0, winning the gold in Helsinki, and won his first game against the Russians on Christmas night. Now Fuhrer keeps it alive for the Swiss, beats to the far side. It's felled in behind. Ehrensparger plays it around to the near side, but the United States intercepts and hammers it all the way down.
Nice force by Hagemon, a young defenseman, recognizing he had a chance to force the puck player, the puck carrier, create that turnover.
Now here's Fuhrer across the line, firing it in deep. On the far side, Stancescu plays it in deep. Now he gets it back again. Puts it in behind to Roman Wick. Wick in behind the United States line, back to Fuhrer, fakes the shot, now takes it, deflected in front, that sailed wide. It's slapped along the wall. Wick after it there. Unwick now plays it around to the far side. On the wall, trying to gain control. Stancescu puts it in behind. The United States comes up with it, and they clear it all the way down, and instead of going all the way down ice, it goes into the bench. And you may notice the clock actually counting up. That is what's done in international hockey. It will count up to 20 minutes as opposed to counting down to 0. Power play time, though, will count down normally, so there's 50 seconds left in the power play. It's a very educated audience that watches international hockey.
We have to multitask if we're going to pay attention to this hockey game when you talk about the clock. But it's a good point, and you know, it gets a little tricky there when you get in the final minutes of a period.
Now Kaiser in behind, trying to work it out front. He was negated. Puck pushed along the wall, cleared to the line. It's held in by Diaz. Diaz plays it in deep. Kaiser in behind, being watched by Suter. Now along the end wall, taking a look, trying to center. Comes back to the point. Diaz a drive, and that hit a leg, deflects wide. Kaiser on the far side, keeps it alive. Put in front, Benoit with it there. Benoit in the circle. Benoit walking in front, takes the shot. That deflected wide. Rebound put in behind. Here's Wick trying to center. That's blocked. Puck pack, point to the line. Long shot. Montoya turned that away. And the Sprunger now puts it in deep. And out of the penalty box comes Callahan. The United States back at full strength. Here's Stafford now. Gets it ahead to Suter. Suter across the line to O'Sullivan, and the puck bounced away with them. O'Sullivan in the corner, tied up there. Stafford trying to work the puck free. Callahan in there as well, but it's cleared around to the near side, and the Swiss will flip it out to center. Likens will go back for it as they wave the icing. Takes the bump, slides it up along the wall, has to go after it himself. And now he's double-teamed along the far wall. De Bruyne with it, feeds it through the slot. No one home for the Swiss. Now over-skating it. De Bruyne with it. Banned on his shot, and it comes right to Phil Kessel, who'll play it off the wall, out to center to Fritchie. Puck pops in the air. He has to wait for it. Kessel now picks it up. Sidesteps one man. Here's Phil Kessel to Fritchie. A shot right on. Kessel looking, puts it in front. Likens couldn't track it down. Kessel battling for it. Fans on it the first time, keeps it alive. Fritchie now gets it back to the line to Likens. Feeds it down low. In the corner, Kessel bumped along the wall. Fritchie in to help out. He takes the bump, trying to slip it to Kessel. It's blocked along the wall by Beerbaum. And finally, it's cleared out and all the way down. Montoya, though, races out, fires it quickly ahead to center. The pass was off Kessel's stick. Fritchie gets it and fires it in. Now Weller, his first shift. Weller playing along the wall, a freshman at Clarkson University out of Glen Falls, New York. Has the puck taken away. Now Wick has it momentarily, but Hunwick comes back for the United States. Across the line, long shot by Pino goes wide, and it rebounds out to center. Here's Stancescu across the line. His shot deflects wide off Hagemo. Around on the far side, the United States controls. Pino plays it back to Hunwick.
Nice little backhand dish by Hunwick, and Hensick in the middle of the ice found Pino streaking down that right side. But I'll tell you what, Jim, the Americans know they're in a hockey game here. 9 minutes into this first period, Team Switzerland more than holding their own.
Matter of fact, they've outshot the United States to this point, 6-2. Here's Wick at center trying to back it in. Brian Lee, just a high school player from Moorhead, Minnesota, getting his first shift of the tournament, as Scott Sandlin has extended the benches here, giving some players that didn't see very much or any at all action in the opening game against Russia. Some ice time here early in the hockey game. Now here's Brown going right to the net. Puck is loose. They bang away at it. The Americans say it's in. We have no signal yet from the referee.
The puck is definitely in the net. It's across the goal line, and Team USA will celebrate that it is a goal, and it should be a goal. There was no whistle from the referee to stop play because he had lost sight of the puck. And Team USA just kept battling, pushing. And this play all developed in center ice. It was a backhand pass up off the glass area, almost right in between the two benches, and it was a strong move by Mike Brown. A right-handed shot on the off wing. He's going to lean in, protect the puck, initiate contact against the defenseman, and take the puck to the net. You see Tobler in deep a little bit. We get a nice view of that camera inside the net. The defenseman trying to tie that puck up. He can't. He cannot tie that puck up or you would have a penalty shot.
And they're not giving the United States the goal yet. The referee has gone to the scorer's table. And just like the National Football League, there's some review here, but we haven't seen inconclusive evidence. He did not signal a goal. He made no decision on the play, sent both teams to the benches, and now he's trying to sort it out.
And that's one thing that you don't like to see from an official is that indecision. Here we get a good look at, it was Callahan that was just banging away at it. Staying right on top of it, Ryan Callahan. The defenseman, Dietz, was in the crease area trying to help out his goaltender, Tobler. But there was no definitive call by the official. He was behind the goal line, behind the net, in position where he should be. He could not get a good look at the puck. Here's a look from the overhead camera. There's a defenseman trying to corral that puck, and he can't get to it. He cannot tie that puck up. Whether he pulls it under his body or puts a glove on it, he's in the crease. That would be a penalty shot, but the puck finds the back of the net. It crosses the goal line. Bowell takes a swipe at it. Callahan staying right in there. I think Callahan's second or third swipe at that puck, Jim, is what got the force behind the puck to slide it across the goal line. This should be a goal.
Well, the question is, if it is not a goal, is the United States then awarded a penalty shot since Diaz covered it in his crease?
And the only other thing that you'd have to consider is, was there a whistle?
It's a goal. It's a goal, and Team USA has the lead, 1-0, and Ryan Callahan should get credit for the score. We'll wait for the official scoring, but the United States comes through and sheer determination drove that puck home.
You know, they're not too liberal with assists in this tournament, typically. But you'd have to give a huge assist to Mike Brown on that play. What a strong move coming across the offensive blue line. And to lean in and protect the puck and take it to the net. Those are the simple fundamentals and that get your nose dirty kind of hockey that Team USA has been famous for through the years.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but the United States certainly will take it. 1-0. The Americans lead Switzerland here in Game 2 of the World Junior Championships. This is the pool play portion of the tournament. The top 3 teams will then advance to the medal round, which will get underway in early 05. Now Brown feeds it ahead and coming through center. The United States just fires it in. Back to get it. The Swiss fire it out to center. They wave the icing, giving chase to Brunner, but Montoya plays it away from him. Now it's fed out to center. Here's Chris Bourque, son of Hall of Fame legend Ray Bourque. Lost it at center. It's flipped in on Montoya, and he holds for the faceoff. So the United States enjoys the season, getting the first goal here. They lead it by 1 over Switzerland. Back here in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and these fans enjoying the early start and the goal by Ryan Callahan, who's given the United States a 1-0 lead halfway through this opening period against Team Switzerland. Off the face-off, puck controlled by Bourque. He chops it by Fuhrer out to center. Across the line is O'Sullivan. Feeds it rink wide. Bourque gives chase, plays it in deep, but then Von Guten is able to clear it right back out. Now back across the line. Kaiser lets a shot go that goes over the top of the cage. On the far side, Schuler trying to keep it alive. Gets it back to the blue line. Long shot gloved by Montoya, and he'll hold for the whistle. The United States leads it by 1. Back with more from Grand Forks after this. Off the face-off, the Swiss attacking. Here's Wick across the line, coming right in. And he couldn't get the shot away as he was tied up by Casey Bohrer. And Bohrer will pick up a penalty here for the United States. So Switzerland will get their second chance on the power play as soon as the United States touches up, and they do. And so the Swiss will go back to the power play, trailing by 1. And ESPN's 2's coverage of the IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship continues Wednesday night when the United States takes on Belarus in their 3rd game of the Group A preliminary round action. The IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship exclusively on ESPN2 Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
Team Switzerland with some good puck movement through the neutral zone with speed creates a one-on-one situation, and Casey Bohrer caught a little bit flat-footed right by his own defensive blue line. Could not get the body position on his check, and he was guilty of a hook. We're going to look at Team Switzerland's power play.
They were 0 for 1 in their first opportunity, but they did have good puck possession in the United States zone. They were able to come up with some pretty good scoring chances, Andy.
Yeah, they like to attack off the half boards if they can, where the player rotates off the top of the circle and attacks the net. And if the defenseman on that side has to come out and play that puck area, they have no problem moving that puck down to the goal line and attacking the net 2-on-1 from the side.
Face off to the left of Montoya, controlled by the Swiss. They put it out in front. Romy's shot deflected wide. Now on the far side, fed back to Fuhrer. His wrist shot through traffic doesn't get through. And the United States will put it off the wall all the way down as Jake Dowell sends it the distance. Tobler out of his cage to play it away from Brown. Now it's sent around in behind by Stancescu. Gives it back to Fuhrer.
Fuhrer's a guy, too, that loves to shoot the puck. 7 and white, keep your eye on him in the offensive zone. He will shoot it.
Now Romy gets into the U.S. zone. Fuhrer holds it in at the line. Lays it down along the wall to Stancescu. Down to Romy in the corner. Back to Stancescu along the half boards. Stancescu looking to center. Romy with it. Back to Stancescu. Back to Romy. Now to the point. Here's Fuhrer winding, and his shot is blocked. And the United States starts back shorthanded. Dowell plays it ahead to Brown, and they say it was offside. They're saying Dowell got in ahead of the play. He's a bit surprised by that call, or else it would have been a great chance. And you look at the skates Fuhrer has. They're green skates. That's from his team in the Swiss Elite League. All his team wears green skates.
Well, he must be teammates with Mr. Kaiser then as well. He wears the green blades.
Exactly.
Playing the right side on this power play second unit.
They play for Bern. Paul Martin of the United States, one of the locked-out National Hockey League players, is also on that team. In Switzerland, the players turn professional at 17, so all these players on the Swiss team are pros.
That puck squirted right through Al Montoya's legs. A low shot with not much on it. Very dangerous to going in.
Swiss continuing to keep good pressure on. Now it's finally pushed ahead. Here's Fritchie, one-on-one. Fritchie going against Diaz, now waiting for help. Just holds the puck along the wall. Diaz spins him around there, and the puck cleared ahead. Stafford now drops it back to his own line. United States killing this penalty for another 15 seconds. Tobler out of his cage, plays it away from Stafford. Stafford, though, chasing his man through center. Benoit across the United States line. His wrist shot blocked. Likens kicks it in behind. Battle for it there. De Bruyne couldn't come up with it. As the United States back at full strength. Casey Border out of the penalty box. Now here's Stafford across the line with O'Sullivan. Tried to slip it to him. It's broken up, but now here's Likens jumping into the play. Gets the fork. A quick shot right on, and Tobler squeezes it against his body and holds for the faceoff.
A bad turnover by Team Switzerland deep in their own zone. Some body contact on the near boards in the defense. Likens standing in at the right point. Get a look at some of the action at the opposite end of the ice. Team Switzerland with that nice little turnaround. Here's that puck squirting right through Montoya's legs on the shot by Kaiser. Opposite end, Chris Bork picks up that loose puck. It was actually a little shovel pass back down in the board's direction around the tops of the circle. Bork with a nice athletic move to spin from skating backwards to forwards, and a quick release, try to sneak it through that 6-hole up under the left arm.
And certainly Bork has picked up right where he left off. He had that sensational opening game to his World Junior career against Russia with a goal and an assist. Off the face-off, puck sent deep into the United States zone. Suter plays it along the wall. The Americans with a 1-0 lead, looking for more. Here's Weller across the line. Puts it in front. And going down hard was a member of the United States, but right back up on his feet and trying to get into the play as he comes up ice. That was T.J. Hensick that went down hard. Now here's Hensick across the line. Hensick, high slot, looking to pull the trigger. Still holds, now fires a shot. Tobler looks behind him, but it's in front of him. Cleared away. Weller puts it in behind. Schneider hammers it around to the near side. Weller pinches in, trying to keep the play alive. Puck bounces near the blue line and out. Lee will wait for teammates to get back in onside. Now he'll just slide it in deep. Schneider back to get it. In behind his own net as Team Switzerland completes a line change. Now he comes out far side. Long pass out of the reach of Diaz. And the United States takes over. Borer in behind his own net. Plays it to Porter, now to center. Here's Kessel trying to break free. Kessel coming right in. Backhander, and he just rolled it wide. Bill Kessel showing some great speed there. The youngster, the youngest member of Team USA, really has some great wheels. Here's Kessel in the corner. Giving it to Porter, but then he had his pocket pick. And now Diaz fires it ahead, and it's chipped down ice. A race for it. Romy after it. Gets there first. Takes the shot. And Montoya turned that aside. Now Romy in behind. Benoit puts it to the far side. Fritchie will pick it up there for the United States. Fritchie with 2 goals against Russia. Spun off the puck along the far side, and now it's picked up by Porter and driven in. So far, a very deliberate game by Switzerland.
And you can see what they try to do quickly in transition. Long passes through the neutral zone to try and spring a player from the opposite side of the ice to get in behind the U.S. defense.
Now Dowell gets it ahead to Callahan. He's got 1 goal already. Drops it back, walking right in. Schremp, and the puck rolled away from him as he came down the slot. Robbie Schremp with a chance there.
Nice diving play by Haldeman on the back check. Just gets the length of his stick and his blade on the puck and knocking away from Schremp.
Now Hunwick in behind his own net, being bumped by Kaiser. Now fed ahead, here's Dowell. Across the line, drop pass, Schremp with it, fires a shot, and Tobler somehow saw through traffic, and he'll hold to take the faceoff. But Robbie Schremp getting some ice time here. But Callahan has the lone goal for the United States as they lead Switzerland 1-0. Back here in Grand Forks, the United States with a 1-0 lead, and now with the opportunity to increase that lead as Philippe Fuhr picks up a penalty for roughing on the end of that scramble in front of the Switzerland net.
It was a nice little drop pass. Schremp was able to get a beautiful quick snapshot off through traffic. Dowell rotating back to the front of the net along with Ryan Callahan. And it was a cross-check roughing type penalty from behind by Philippe Fuhr.
So Fritchie out there to take the face-off for the United States. They battle for possession in the circle. Stafford trying to gain control as well. Now Fritchie bumped along the wall, puck cleared to the line. Ryan Suter does a nice job to keep it alive. Now to Stafford. Stafford to Bork along the far wall, but he lost the handle. And the Swiss are able to clear it down ice. Now here's Suter. Slowly out of his own zone for Patrick O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan lost the handle right at the line. It comes back in, delayed offside. Now the United States tags up. But by the time they're able to re-attack, the Swiss are able to clear it down ice.
Now's the time to sharpen up your game if you're Team USA. A chance to get a very important second goal here with the man advantage.
Bork hammers it in from center. O'Sullivan chips it in behind. Puck cleared to the line, gets by Suter, and now a race for it. But Suter gets there first and clears it out of danger. Romy will now just send it in the rest of the way as Benoit was in deep, trying for a shorthanded bid for Switzerland. Now Suter plays it along the far side. Fritchie has troubles with it there, and again, the Swiss are able to clear it down. 45 seconds left to go on the penalty time to Fuhr. Long pass misfires. They wave the icing. Now I think they elected to wave it, saying that Diaz could have played it. Puck in the zone momentarily, but then it's drilled right back down ice. So far, the United States not being able to set up in the Swiss zone. Here's Alex Goligoski, a freshman at the University of Minnesota. Feeds it along the far side. Bumped along the wall there was T.J. Hensick. Puck clear to the line as Hagemo holds it in. Now Bork loses the handle, and the puck comes back to center. The United States will have to retreat, and this power play is almost over. Just 5 seconds left. Pass to Porter off his skate. Hensick tracks it down. Now Schremp gets it across the line, but no farther. Fuhr out of the box, gives chase, bumps with Hagemo. He can't find the puck. Now Fuhr gets it across the line, trying to play it deep, but Hagemo gets it and clears it back out to center.
One thing you clearly see the Team Switzerland likes to do, Jim, is when they're killing penalties, when they go out to the point, if they don't block the puck or take them in, they just keep drifting into the neutral zone, hoping for that turnover and looking for short-handed opportunity.
Final minute of the period. The clock counts up here in international hockey. Almost 30 seconds to go in the period. Here's a chance. Walking it. Diaz fires one wide. Montoya knocks the rebound down off the back wall. The Swiss outworking the United States at this point. Here's Romy trying to walk out front. Finally, it's slapped away from him down ice. Schneider back to get it. Bangs it off the wall into the United States zone, and it's taken over there. Moore now crosses to Likens. He'll try to clear it out. It hits the referee. 5 seconds to go in the period. Now we get a whistle and a stoppage in play for the hand pass. Well, after a season of turmoil, Brady Quinn and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish look for redemption as they take on Derek Anderson and the Oregon State Beavers in the Insight Bowl on ESPN tomorrow night at 9:45 Eastern. It's all part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN and ESPN2. The Insight Bowl is also available on high-definition ESPN HD. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. They drop the puck, the period comes to an end, and Andy, it's a 1-0 lead for the United States, but they can't be too happy as the Swiss are still hanging around in this game. It's 1-0 USA after 1. Start against a tough opponent like Russia right out of the gate. Now you have a so-called easier opponent. How does he keep this team mentally sharp?
Well, that's it. You have to challenge the players. One thing he tried to do early in this hockey game was use his entire bench. That's another thing that he talked about. Keep all players interested in this tournament And when you come out into a game against a team that you should beat, you have to get everybody involved. And when you do that, it gets everybody's attention. It tries to keep that team unity front and center.
All right, it looks like they've made the repairs to the cage that Al Montoya will defend this period. And we're set to go with the second period here from Grand Forks, North Dakota, the 2005 IIHF World Junior Ice Hockey Championships. And for those of you new to this competition, it's a 10-nation tournament held every year at Christmas time. In Canada, it's as big as the Super Bowl. But in other countries, such as the United States, they're just learning about it, and their first lesson against the Russians was sensational, and hopefully this game will follow suit. Puck fired in from center, and offside are the United States, and so we'll draw it off again. You played in this tournament.
Yeah, I played back in 1981, and when you think about the climate or what was going on in hockey and in professional hockey at that time, it was the first World Junior Tournament after the gold medal of 1980. So we understood what was at stake and what it meant to represent your team and how much more importance it took to put that Team USA sweater on. And although we didn't medal in 1981, what an experience for me to represent my country, and it really gave me a future insight to international play.
And it is amazing how it's such a life-changing experience, not only in your hockey playing, but in your entire life, to putting on the red, white, and blue and to play for your country.
And a lot of these kids have aspirations to play in the National Hockey League, and that's what I was getting at about 2 or 3% that made up the of Americans that made up the National Hockey League, and what doors were open with the success of the 80 team and then the continued success and development of the U.S. program through the World Junior Tournament.
And there's a strong connection to this team, to that 80 team, with Ryan Suter. His father, Bob, was a member of that gold medal winning team, and we'll be speaking with him during the second intermission. Now, puck loose in the United States zone. Benoit puts it in front. Romeo's shot. And the save is made by Montoya. And the United States is able to clear it down ice.
The deeper we get into this hockey game, we expect the Team USA to win this hockey game. They are the superior team. But the deeper we get into it, the more it becomes they just have to win this game, whatever it takes to win.
Now Beerbaugh plays it right out in front. And a whack at it right on the doorstep by Walker, but Montoya is there to close the door again.
Walker had more time than he thought. He could have handled that puck, perhaps moved his angle, maybe gone to the backhand. Thought he had pressure from the backside, the blind side. It wasn't there. They just kind of fired that puck rapidly. Montoya perfectly positioned, square up to the shooter. But again, a turnover, almost unforced in the offensive zone by Team Switzerland, allows Walker that great scoring opportunity.
Shots are now 14-10 in favor of the Swiss to this point. So the high-powered U.S. offense has not gotten untracked here through the first 22 minutes of this hockey game. Now Schluler plays it out to center. Across the line, Kaiser, a weak shot that was partially blocked, rolls in on Montoya, and again, he'll slow it down and take another face-off in his own zone.
It's a simple two-pass breakout by Switzerland. Wrap the puck hard around the boards, wingers in position, and they don't waste any time. Quick pass through the middle of the ice to the centerman with good support. Next thing you know, you have speed through center ice, and you'll gain the offensive blue line.
For those of you not familiar with international hockey, the clock counts up in these periods, so we have plenty of time to go here in the second. We have played 2 minutes and 13 seconds. The clock will count up to 20 minutes. That will be the conclusion of the second period. Here's Brown, who had a big hand in the first goal, rolling it out front, but it's quickly turned back the other way by the Swiss. Wick across the line, throws it in front. And not being able to finish it off was Victor Stancescu. Now Stancescu rolls it in front, and Wick was all tied up by the captain, Ryan Suter. Now Wick picks it up in behind. Tried to get it to Stancescu, who was all alone in front, but the pass hit the side of the net and deflected in behind. Now Stancescu puts it in front. That's cleared away. Stancescu, though, does a nice job, knocks it down, gives to Wick his shot. Floats over the top of the cage. Rebound in behind. Dowell trying to work it free. Montoya down. The puck slides right through the crease. And finally, the United States, Brown gets it out of danger. Brown's long wrist shot. It's blocked by Schneider. And along the wall, it's just dumped Dieter. Now Daniel Schneider with it. In behind his own net, allows both teams to make changes. Tries the long pass. Deflected into the United States zone. Across the line, Romy looking for it, but it's cleared away from him back out to center. And Kessel's pass pops up into the Russian bench. So far, Al Montoya has been perfect. The United States leads Switzerland by a goal. Back here in Grand Forks, North Dakota, the captain, Ryan Suter, wearing the blue of the red, white, and blue. Well, Switzerland is wearing the home whites, and here you see the job Suter does here on Wick, preventing a great scoring opportunity for Switzerland, trying to tie this game. Off the face-off, puck fired in from center by Diaz. Shipped around the board, Kessel after it, he can't find it. Now it's picked up by Benoit. Gets it to Romy, his wrist shot. Blocker save made by Montoya. Puck clear to the line, and now it's chipped out. Fritchie after it. Fritchie gets it ahead to Porter. Porter now circles as he crosses the blue line, holds on to it. Diaz right on him, forces him to dump it deep. Now Hagemo pitching in from the point position, keeps it alive. Kessel in the corner, trying to cycle it to Fritchie. Fritchie along the wall battling Diaz. Now Fritchie finding some room, gives it to Kessel. It's knocked off his stick. Porter in there again. Hagemo jumps into the play. And now it's pushed around to the far side, and Diaz will get it out of danger. Partially fans on his pass, but Schneider is there to fire it down into the United States zone. Hunwick now plays it off the wall. Romy, though, picks it up in the corner. Hagemo bumps him. And now Fritchie clears it out to center. It's driven right back in by the Swiss. On goal, Montoya clears it away, and now it's fed out to center. Porter bumped off the puck along the far wall, and it's dumped right back into the U.S. zone. Montoya plays it along the near wall. Hagemo to Hunwick. He'll relay it around to Porter. Porter backhand pass. Off Pino's skate, he tracks it down along the far side, runs into the linesman, then hauls down one of the Swiss players, Clarence Perguy, and he will draw a penalty here.
Team Switzerland doing an excellent job of forechecking. Team USA not sharp coming out of their own zone. And as a result, better opportunities and more puck control for Team Switzerland. When Team USA does make a quality breakout, Porter finds Pino. Pino goes up the off wing. And when he can't contain that puck, he reaches in with the blade of his stick, wraps it into that midsection, and he's going to make his way to the penalty box. But it might have been helped along the way, and we may get matching penalties.
Yep, it looks like the classic dive and hook is being called here. Pino is in the box, and now he has been joined by Clarence Perguy, who is born in Liberia and then moved to Switzerland. And he has become a member of this national team, but so it will make it 4-on-4 on the ice. Matching minor penalties called there, and so neither team will have a man advantage. Now Dowell is excused from the penalty box. Brown will take the draw, wins it back to Goligoski. Is shot, tipped over the net, not a play by Dowell.
Not a bad piece of strategy right there by Team USA. I say jokingly that centerman getting waved out of the draw, out of the circle. Mike Brown steps in, wins it perfectly clean, right back to Goligoski. That's a quality face-off win. Move laterally, improve your angle, keep it low so it can be redirected.
Off the face-off, the captain Stancescu with it for Switzerland. Coming up ice, 4-on-4 for the next minute 43. He'll throw it in on goal, and Montoya elects to hold on. And we'll take another face-off in the United States zone. Look at what the Swiss have been doing and what they've been able to do. It's an up-and-coming program. 98, they won their only medal in this tournament, a bronze medal. Since then, they have tough times getting over the hump, but it seems like the last couple of years, the program's turned the corner a bit, Andy.
They had a decent showing, finishing 8th last January in the 04 tournament. You know, they got 9 players that have been drafted by National Hockey League teams over the last 2 years, 4 of which are in the lineup tonight, Jim. So yes, you're right, this is an improving program as this sport continues to go worldwide.
And you can see already the Swiss with a win under their belts, defeating Belarus 5-0. The top 3 teams will move on to the medal round. So right now, if it were today, the United States, Switzerland, and the Czech Republic would move on to the medal round. The other 2 teams would go to relegation. So you want to get the top 3, and even more important, if you get the top spot, you get a bye into the semifinals. Puck controlled along the wall, fed back to the line. Likens long shot, well wide of the target. Wick on the far side, can't clear as Suter moves in to tie it up, and they freeze it along the wall, and we'll get another whistle as O'Sullivan has a word with one of the Swiss players.
We talked about the importance of goaltending in this tournament, in the game of hockey in general. When you talk about that 98 tournament, when they won, Team Switzerland won their only medal, the bronze medal. It was on the shoulders of David Abisher, the goaltender, who now plies his trade with Colorado Avalanche as the #1 goaltender, filling the shoes of Patrick Waugh.
Only 2 Swiss players are currently in the National Hockey League, Abisher and Martin Gerber. So 2 goaltenders have been able to break through in the National Hockey League, but you look at some of this young talent they have here, and they're coming very close to becoming a real source of talent for the NHL. Now here's Fritchie, bumped off the puck. Romy turns and fires well wide. On the far side, Benoit just dump it in deep. Still 30 seconds to go on the matching minors. 4-on-4 hockey here. United States very deliberate thus far. Here's Hunwick carrying to center. A sophomore at Michigan gets across the line, runs into traffic, loses the puck, clear to the line, not out, held in. Hunwick had it momentarily, but it's slapped away from him. Back out, and here's Benoit across the line. Drop pass. Trying to put it in front was Romy. His pass deflects to the near side. Galagoski puts it behind his own net, and now the United States comes to center. Here's Callahan trying to get something going. He has the lone goal for the United States, but he's neutralized along the near boards. Diaz now battling Fritchie. Callahan in to help out, gains control, gives to Fritchie. Tries to sidestep his man, loses the puck. Diaz now feeds it ahead. After it in the neutral zone is Sneeder. Sneeder forced wide, tried to come out front. Lee knocks him down, loses his stick, covers the puck along the wall, and finally back to help out is Porter. Porter now plays it off the glass out to center. And back down ice, Pino giving chase out of the penalty box was Pino. A quick shot right on. And Tobler makes the save and holds on. It's a chess match here with the Swiss. 1-0, the United States leading it in the second. Back here in Grand Forks, and the red, white, and blue is all over this building here, Andy, as the fans have really gotten into this tournament here in North Dakota.
And a well-represented crowd in the earlier game from our friends north of the border. Winnipeg, just a short ride from North Dakota. Great fans from Canada turned out for the Canadians' impressive 8-1 victory over Team Sweden.
United States would like to give this crowd something more to cheer about than just the 1 goal they've been able to put on the board. Shots are 17-12 in favor of the Swiss, and we're nearing the halfway point of the hockey game. Much different than we saw in the first game, in which there were 9 goals scored in the first 30 minutes. Now icing is called against the United States, and will bring the face-off back down into the U.S. zone. ESPN2's coverage of the IIHF World Junior Championship continues Wednesday night when the United States takes on Belarus in their 3rd game of the round-robin action. The IIHF World Junior Hockey Championships exclusively on ESPN2 Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Off the face-off, puck in the United States zone. Hunwick can't track it down, but now Suter is able to get it ahead to Kessel. Kessel across the line, sidestep is bad. Kessel right across it, but they score! Kevin Porter! That's what the U.S. has been looking for as they now take a 2-0 lead.
One of the first conversations I had, Jim, when I got to North Dakota was with David Quinn, the assistant coach of Team USA, and he told me, you're going to love this kid, Phil Kessel. He's an awesome one-on-one player. Just one of the youngest members of Team USA, and certainly in this tournament, makes a beautiful outside-in move around his check, freezes the goaltender as if he's going to shoot that puck, and makes a perfect tape-to-tape pass to a sprinting Kevin Porter just off that far post. What a beautiful goal for Team USA.
Kevin Porter out of Detroit, Michigan, has given the United States a 2-goal lead now here. And that is a huge goal for the Americans because the Swiss really were taking control of this hockey game territorially.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what you're looking for. You skilled players have to make differences in tight games. Yes, you like to lean on your vets, but we've made the point that you need to use your whole roster, particularly in games like this where it's difficult to rev up the energy level like you had against Team Russia. And for a player like Phil Kessel to make a difference with a beautiful feed to Kevin Porter, that goes a long way for Team USA.
Benoit's shot high off the target. Suter picks it up there. Loses it along the wall. Romy plays it in deep. Benoit bumping with Suter in behind. Double team there. Suter's able to push it to the corner. Now Likens reverses it to the far side where Jake Dowell, his teammate at the University of Wisconsin, is able to clear it out to center. Now Schneider puts it out to center. Dowell intercepts. Dowell across the line. Centers it. And Diaz intercepts. He can't clear though. Callahan holds it in momentarily, but then Diaz bumps Callahan back out to the neutral zone. Now Tobler out of his cage. Plays it around to the near side. Benoit with it there. Almost had his pocket picked by Dowell, but now he's able to shoot it out to center. Robbie Schremp after it there. It's kicked along the wall by Hensick. Down into the zone. After it, Schneider bumped along the wall, loses possession. Puck cleared back near the line, and now it's cleared out by Sprunger, a draft pick of the Minnesota Wild. Now Sprunger just plays it in, heads off on a line change. Hagemo feeds it cross ice. Callahan with it at center, gets it to TJ Hensick. Hensick's shot blocked by the defense as Beerbaum got in front of that one. And now it's relayed out by Pergott. Henwick on the far side as the pace starts to pick up for the Americans. Hensick in on the forecheck. He's beaten to the puck by Beerbaum. Beerbaum throws it out to center. Hagemo fires it right back in. Now Pino on the forecheck. Their guy, though, beats him to it, clears it ahead. Now here's Stancescu feeding it back in the high slot. That's broken up. And now it's center. Weller after it. Weller across the line with Pino. He's knocked down. And back the other way comes Wick. Wick across the line, drops it off. Ahrensbarger a shot, and Montoya has it trapped against his body, and he'll take a stoppage in play.
Quick 3-on-2 transition game by Team Switzerland. And Ahrensbarger, a surprise, a pleasant surprise in last year's World Juniors when he picked up 5 goals in the tournament. An undrafted player playing the off wing, a right-handed shot, had good hands. Quick release. Only problem was that puck was directly at Al Montoya and easy for him to hang on.
Now here's O'Sullivan, a 3-time member of a U.S. World Junior team. He and Ryan Suter, both 3-time members. They played in Halifax in 2003, Helsinki in 2004, and here they are in Grand Forks and Thief River Falls in 2005. Here's Drew Stafford across the line. Puts it in behind the cage. After it there, O'Sullivan leaves it for Stafford. Stafford trying to spin free from Von Guten. Gets it along the near wall. Bork cycles it deep into the corner to Stafford. Now Stafford has to chase it down along the near wall. Puck after it. O'Sullivan pushes it back near the slot, but it's broken up and cleared down ice. Now after it, Kaiser, but he's beaten to the puck. It's cleared out to center. Here's Stafford, and they call a hand pass. And so we'll have a breakage and play. It's 2-0 USA. In Grand Forks, the United States leading it 2-0, and now with an opportunity to make it 3-0 as the Swiss were caught with too many men on the ice. Julian Sprunger will serve the penalty for Switzerland, and it happened on a line change.
Right side of your screen, you can see 6 white jerseys on the ice playing the puck in the neutral zone. Again, second period, the long change for both clubs, difficult to make. They're guilty of too many men on the ice.
Well, the United States 0 for 1 on the power play. Hensick's shot bounces in on Tobler, and he'll hold and take the face-off in his own zone. This power play unit was very successful against the Russians, coming up with a pair of big goals. Tonight, just 0 for 1, and no shots the first time on the power play. Here's Hagemo. Gets it to Schremp. Schremp had a power play goal for the United States in Game 1 against the Russians. Now along the wall, trying to find some real estate is Porter. Porter having a tough time with that puck. Schneider knocks it away from him. On the far side, Wick tied up by Porter. Hensick trying to dig it free. They continue to scrap for the puck. Finally, it pops free. Porter after it. Gets it down low, cutting in front. Here's a quick shot by Hensick, turned away. Schremp with the rebound. Brings it back to the point. Goligoski wrist shot. Blocked away by Tobler. Now it's Goligoski with it again. Feeds it to the near side. Schremp shot, trying to go upstairs. And he puts it up over the top of the net and off the glass. Now Hagemo with it to Schremp. Schremp in the circle, taking a look. Feeds it down low. Porter with it. Porter puts it in front. Goligoski tried to go down low. Great play, though, by Wick to block the pass, and he sends it all the way down.
Good puck movement. Working the overload side. The defense trying to be as aggressive and force if they can for Team Switzerland. Team USA able to create 2-on-1s in the offensive zone. And a nice defensive play as Goligoski moved in from the left point.
Now Fritchie trying to break through. That's turned back the other way by Fuhrer. Fuhrer short-handed for Switzerland will just send it in deep and then retreat. 22 seconds left to go on the power play for Team USA. Here's Drew Stafford. Plays all his home games right here in this building as he's a member of the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Played it to the point. Here's Suter. Now to Bork. Cross-ice pass. United States controlling. Suter along the wall. Now to the point. To Bork. Cross-ice pass picked off by Fuhrer. And out of the box is Sprunger. Brewer across the line takes the shot, easily handled by Montoya. And the play is blown down quickly. And so we'll have a stoppage in play. After a season of turmoil, Brady Quinn and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish look for redemption as they take on Derek Anderson and the Oregon State Beavers in the Insight Bowl on ESPN tomorrow night at 9:45. It's all part of Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN and ESPN2. The Insight Bowl is also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or the Dish Network today. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
Charlie Weiss going to be coaching that game for Notre Dame?
I'm not sure who's in charge there right now. Now the United States 0 for 2 on the power play, pushes it ahead. Dowell gets it across the line, but in ahead was one of their teammates. And so we'll have yet another stoppage. Plenty of those here in this hockey game. And I think that plays into Switzerland's hand.
Well, I don't know. You would think coming into the game that they'd want to slow Team USA down. If there's a lot of whistles, fine. Try and play a conservative type of game plan. But they've skated extremely well here and at times been better than Team USA in the skating department.
Now they say the face-off was done improperly, so they'll do it again. And the Swiss player is tossed as Schneider is sent out. So Marco Kaiser will take the face-off against Jake Dowell. Dowell wins the draw. Likens fires it in from center. Diaz fans on his first attempt. Now he's able to send it all the way down. Will it be far enough for icing? Yes, it will be. No touch icing here in the international hockey. One of the rule changes. Also, there is no red line, so the home run pass is definitely in play.
Conversations you have with players that have former players, current players, about that no-touch icing. Maybe once in a while, maybe once a game, you'll have that great foot race for a puck to prevent an icing for the offensive player. It's also very dangerous, though, the offensive side of that. Get a number of defensemen, Mark Minority for one, get hurt in such a situation. I like it.
There's a lot of different people. It also speeds it up, too. Instead of waiting for someone to skate all the way down ice to pick up the puck, especially if it's driven down quickly, you get the instant whistle, and then you bring it back right up ice. And they also have the fast face-off here, where it takes 5 seconds for each team to change, and then 5 seconds for the referee to drop the puck. So it tends to speed the game up sometimes, but you're right. There are those opportunities where a team can negate an icing on a great hustle play, and it ends up turning things sometimes for a team.
And you can take it one step further as we see Casey Bohr doing a nice job standing up at his defensive blue line. Take it one step further. Teams that are under duress late in a period, late in a game, that continually ice the puck on purpose, don't allow a line change when that happens. Don't allow them to get fresh bodies out there. Let the offensive team make all the changes that they want, whether they're home or on the road. That way you perhaps cut down on those icing calls.
Here's Romy trying to come out front, but his quick shot was blocked. Now here's Brian Lee trying to push it out to center. Lee to Fritchie. Fritchie lost the handle, but there to cover up and cleared ahead was Hunwick. Kessel with another fantastic move at center, but then lost it in the neutral zone. Romy pushes it in from center. Montoya out of his cage, plays it around to the far side. Now here's a drive right on as Montoya had to scramble back in position to make the save. Romy along the far wall, gets it down low to Benoit. He puts it in front, and Lee turns it back the other way for the United States. Porter then has his pocket pick. Brian Lee loses control, long shot, blocker saved by Montoya.
Team USA still not sharp enough coming out of their own zone. Unforced errors lead to opportunities for Team Switzerland. Team USA still looking for that sharpness that they're going to need here in the final period plus.
We're approaching 5 minutes to play in this period. The clock counts up here at international hockey, so we have played 15:38 of the second period. Benoit after it in the zone, bumped along the wall as Beerbaum moves in to tie him up. Fuhrer in there as well. Weller trying to work the puck free. Now Benoit with it. Benoit gets it to Hensick. Hensick runs into his own man. Fuhrer just hammers it off the wall, and this will be icing against Switzerland. So we'll bring the face-off back down to the other end of the rink. And you look at this arena, and it is spectacular. Welcome back to Grand Forks, North Dakota, and they affectionately call this Ralph Engelstad Arena the Palace on the Prairie, and it is sensational, Andy. From the marble hallways to the leather seats to the 14 locker rooms in this facility, it is one of the most magnificent hockey buildings in the country, maybe in the world.
$100 million to build this place, and seating capacity 11,700. With a tremendous pitch to it, where the fans can actually be very close to the ice surface. And it's just something to behold. I'll tell you, I spent the entire December 23rd day when I arrived cruising around this building. And the things that they've done as far as the tradition and the history of the school and the hockey program, well on display. Certainly will help in recruiting.
Oh, no doubt about it. North Dakota, a national power year in and year out before this building was built. Now it should just make it even tougher for the opponents of the Fighting Sioux to compete. Now here's a steal. Hensick going right in, and he fired it wide, going for the far corner. A great chance there by T.J. Hensick, who plays at the University of Michigan, and when he left the Wolverines was the team's leading scorer. Montoya, his teammate, had problems with that long dump in. Benoit bumped along the wall. Sneeder had his shot blocked, and now behind the play we have a whistle and a roughing call on Nate Hagemo, and he will get the gate. Here's that opportunity by Hensick.
We haven't seen Team Switzerland make too many careless mistakes, particularly in their own zone, but they make one right there. Opportunistic T.J. Hensick jumps on this loose puck. A quick pivot, get that puck in a shooting area, tries to snap one off. Just under that glove hand side, and Tobler just misses on the far side. That would have been a huge break for Team USA, and then the ensuing action at the opposite end of the ice. A little one-on-one battle, a little extracurricular activity on behalf of
Nate Hagemo,
and he's going to end up in the penalty box. And Team USA will have to kill off a critical power play here for Team Switzerland, looking to get back into this hockey game, trailing 2-0.
So far, the Swiss are 0 for 2, and one of the Swiss players got a stick up high. That was Fabian Sneeder. He went to the bench. We'll check on his status. Meanwhile, back the other way, Dowell, shorthanded across the line, double team there, and back the other way, Kaiser. Kaiser to Benoit. Benoit across the line, drop pass to Bieber. Bieber along the wall, trying to gain control, but now it's taken away, and the United States comes back with Brown. Brown across the line, wrist shot, and Tobler flashes the leather and snares that one that may have been labeled for the upper corner.
Well, Jake Dowell had to do a lot of skating here, killing this penalty. He's the one that made the initial rush, protected the puck, then he had to bust back and defend. And then he's going to try and find some energy to jump back into the play to create a 2-on-1. Brown's going to carry this puck wide. A 2-on-1 situation. That puck just going on edge on Brown as Dowell was driving to the net. You can see that twisting, spinning puck. But Tobler again having to make a quality glove hand save.
There you see Schneider being worked on the bench as he caught a stick off that face-off as the power play was just getting underway. A minute to go on the power play for the Swiss, and thus far the United States have had the best chances shorthanded. Now at center, it's fed right back in by Bohr. Tobler settles it down, hustling after it and throwing a great check in the corner was Porter, and then Fritchie with the shorthanded bid. And Tobler comes up with a great save there. And this is what's been missing out of the United States to this point.
Exactly, Jim. This is what they're looking for. Skating, be physical, create turnovers, and then attack the net. Kevin Porter doing an excellent job. What a beautiful hit down low.
Here's how it sounded. Philippe Fuhrer getting quite a ride in the corner. Now Fritchie wins the draw back to Likens. He rips one just wide. And the rebound comes all the way around to the far side where Wick will play it in. Stancescu after it. He battles Likens in behind. Likens along the wall. Rolls it around to the far side. Porter after it there. Chops it ahead, and then it's drilled all the way down by Suter. 19 seconds left to go on this Swiss power play. They've yet to get a shot on goal on Montoya. Much better penalty killing by the United States, and now icing is called against the Swiss, so that will take the face-off back down into their own zone. ESPN2's coverage of the IIHF World Junior Championships continues Wednesday night when the United States takes on Belarus in their third game of the round robin. The IIHF World Junior Hockey Championships exclusively on ESPN2 Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Hagemo just about set to step back on the ice. Puck fed ahead to center. And out of the box comes Hagemo, delayed offsides. The Swiss didn't want to touch up. Now they finally do. And so a whistle and the faceoff will come, I believe, all the way back down into the Swiss zone. The linesmen are discussing where they want to have this draw, and indeed they will move it back into the Swiss end.
An intentional offside right there, guilty of by Team Switzerland. That's why this faceoff will come back all the way in their defensive zone. They didn't want to play that puck, but then they were forced to because Team USA was going to turn it quickly in transition, so they'll take the faceoff in their own end.
Off the face-off as we approach the final 50 seconds of the period. 2-0, the U.S. leading it. Across the line, it's played in by Stafford, but then fed right back out, and this goes the distance, and so we'll bring yet another face-off back into the Swiss zone. And there you get a look at the bench of Team USA, not as jovial as they were earlier in this hockey game. I think they were feeling pretty loose, pretty comfortable about themselves. Kevin Porter wanted to see this team get off to a quick start, but they weren't able to, but they've been able to fight through it.
Human nature to relax a little bit after that thrilling win against Team Russia. And as we said at the beginning of the second period, Jim, it's all about just winning this hockey game right now. Doesn't matter for style points. You don't have to match the 8-1 victory earlier in the day by Team Canada. Just win the hockey game and position yourself, take care of business, and worry about game 3 when this one's all over.
Now Bohr plays it off the wall. 20 seconds to go here in the second period. The United States getting the only goal of this period. They got one in the first and then one here in the second. Now another Swiss player goes down on a hard check by Callahan, and we get icing called against the United States. Well, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is the World Junior Hockey Championships. The best players in the world, 20 years of age or younger. You can be a professional, you can play in the NHL, and you can also play very physical. As the United States starts to throw their weight around. Porter with the big hit, Callahan with the big hit, starting to slow this Swiss team down. 10 nations here in Grand Forks and Thief River Falls battling for the gold medal, in which the United States came through with their first ever a year ago in Helsinki, Finland. Face-off coming up now to the left of Al Montoya, and there's some discussion.
Well, that Swiss bench is looking for a penalty call on that heavy hit on Hazer. None coming, and the coach for Team Switzerland, trying to work some magic and maybe get some calls going in his direction later in this hockey game.
Ryan Suter and Team USA leads it 2-0 after one. We will talk to Ryan, and we will also talk to his father, who was on the Miracle of Ice team. A top-notch opportunity. We're just waiting for the clock to be reset, and we are set to go with the third and final period of play. O'Sullivan in for the face-off, wins the draw. Likens dumps it ahead. The United States wearing the blue uniforms, replica of the 32 Olympics. They'll be wearing those tonight, and meanwhile, Switzerland in the home white. Icing is called here, and so we'll bring the face-off back down into the U.S. zone. And you look at these jerseys, and they're pretty impressive, these 32 throwbacks.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, Team Switzerland, the home team, as you just mentioned, they have the right to determine which color sweater they want to wear, predetermined. They decide to wear the whites and allows Team USA to wear these retro jerseys. And the other thing is, when I look at Montoya in goal, he's the New York Rangers property, a draft pick. Looks like a Ranger in that blue shirt down there.
Now off the face-off, puck dumped down into the Swiss zone. Tobler puts it in behind his own net. Diaz back for it. Fires a pass to center. Kaiser drops it off for Romy. Romy's wrist shot blocked by Suter. Kaiser after it in behind, tried to jam it in the short side. Rebound, they score! Coming in on the back door, Yvan Benoit, and the Swiss get a huge goal here in the first 45 seconds of the period.
Well, we've seen a number of careless plays defensively by Team USA in their own zone, and they make another one here behind the goal line, which is going to lead to this goal. Bork gets beat. Coming off the boards, Kaiser able to walk right out. His first attempt's handled by Montoya, but he can't control that puck. Kaiser's able to get to it again, and now Benoit is wide open on the other side of the ice, on the blind side of Likens. Likens caught in between. Do I take my man because my teammate got beat from behind the net? Or I stay right in the middle? He stays in the middle. Benoit ends up with an empty net. All he has to do is hammer it into the net.
Now Stancescu with a quick shot. Montoya stops that. In behind, they battle for possession. Wick with it. Wraparound attempt, and they score and tie it up. Victor Stancescu, on almost an exact replica of their first goal, hammers this one home. And the Swiss, with 2 goals in the first minute 4, have tied this game at 2.
We had a flurry of goals in Game 1 against Team Russia. We're getting it again here in the third period. These going against Team USA. You called it, Jim. This was eerily similar to the goal that was just scored by Benoit. And this time, Stancescu wide open again. Team USA getting beat off the backboards. Switzerland taking the puck to the net. Nobody picking up any bodies in front of the net. Couple of white jerseys wide open. Those are layup goals.
2 goals, 19 seconds apart, and the Swiss have now tied this game. And now we get a whistle and a penalty call.
This is going to go against Team Switzerland for a high stick in the neutral zone. The enthusiasm for the Swiss now, they feel like, wow, we're back in this hockey game. Emotions start to get the better of you, and you got to keep in control. You got to have that discipline. You don't want to take bad penalties, especially in center ice. And that's exactly what happens right here.
So Benoit goes to the penalty box, and in the Russian game, every time the Russians threw a challenge at the Americans, they answered quickly. Let's see if they have the same fortitude here tonight. Now Fritchie gets it ahead to Bork across the line. Coming right in, a shot, and they score! Drew Stafford goes top shelf, and the United States does have an answer.
If you have a chance to score on the rush with the man advantage, take advantage. It's a great breakout, quality breakout by Team USA that started all the way back behind their goal line. An important pass in the neutral zone right here. Beautiful little feed. Bork coming across the middle, took that feed from Fritchie. And then you have Stafford coming late with speed down the middle of the ice. That's a goal scorer's finish. Beautiful snapshot right up under the crossbar on the short side. Head up. Wow.
A tremendous shot by Drew Stafford. That goal comes just 26 seconds after the Swiss had tied it at 2. Now the puck dumped down to the United States zone. Likens retreats in behind his own net, feeds it out the far side. Benoit couldn't handle the pass. Now it's kicked ahead. Weller after it. He almost walked in, but Diaz knocked it away from him. Now Benoit at center, loses the handle. After it there is Hurlimann. He can't track it down. And now it's dumped ahead into the U.S. zone, but quickly cleared right back out. Weller couldn't handle that pass. Suter plays it up along the wall. A steal. Here's T.J. Hensick across the line. Hensick going wide, takes the shot and scores! Hensick with a wicked wrister, and the United States has their 2-goal lead right back.
It almost seemed like for 40 minutes the Team USA coaching staff couldn't get their players' attention. What did get their attention? How about 2 quick goals by Team Switzerland? And Team USA responds with a power play goal, and then this even strength goal by T.J. Hensick. He had an opportunity similar to this back in the first period, where he has a little hesitation move, and then a quick burst to the outside to beat his defender. Now he has the goaltender moving, Tobler, from his right to his left. It's off his angle a little bit, and the ability to take a shot in stride, quick release, accurately inside that far post. Hensick on the back check. This goal will be unassisted because he stole the puck in the neutral zone on a back check and finishes off himself.
So this goal comes 51 seconds after Stafford had given the United States the 3-2 lead. Now it's back to a 2-goal cushion, but nearly cut to 1. Montoya had to be alert on that one as a sharp angle shot hit traffic and came right in on it. So we've had 4 goals in 2 minutes and 25 seconds of this third period. 2 19 seconds apart by the Swiss, and then 2 by the United States, 51 seconds apart.
And you go back to that penalty, a bad penalty in the neutral zone by Benoit that got U.S. back on the offensive.
Now here's Kessel winding it up, coming through center. Slips by one man, tried to get it in front, but the pass was blocked, bouncing puck, and his second attempt doesn't get through, but now it's stolen by Porter to Kessel. Puts it in front, and it bounces away from Ritchie. Ritchie now in the corner. Battling there, tied up along the wall by Beerbaum. And now it's knocked ahead by Stancescu. Stancescu loses it at the red line. Now Porter's lost it in traffic. Puck still loose, and now Kessel comes up with it. He's tripped up and gets it to Ritchie. Ritchie across the line, drops it back to Kessel, and then he's stripped of the puck. And now at center, Wick has his pocket picked by Porter. Porter across the line, plays it in deep. Ritchie in the corner, tries to come out front with it. It's knocked away from him. Kessel working hard in the corner, the youngest member of Team USA, battling in the offensive zone. Finally, it's sent down the ice, and we'll have a break in the action. You look at the Swiss, they thought they had this game right where they wanted, but the United States answers with 2 straight. Welcome back to ESPN2's coverage of the 2005 World Junior Hockey Championships. Jim Rich along with Andy Brickley, and what a wild start we've had to this third period, Andy.
A 2-0 lead. They say it's the worst lead in hockey. Team USA had it starting this third period, but 2 quick strikes off the sticks of Benoit and Stancescu, and then a bad penalty led to a power play opportunity with a beautiful finish by Drew Stafford, and then T.J. Hensick with another fantastic finish to reestablish that 2-goal lead.
Now Likens plays it in behind. Callahan working along the wall. Cycles it deep. Schremp after it. Schremp bumped along the wall. Gets it to Dowell. Dowell centering it. It was blocked. Now here's Schremp. A shot. He scores! Robbie Schremp goes top shelf. And the power play specialist in Game 1 getting regular duty here in Game 2. And he goes top shelf to give the United States their biggest lead of the night.
Some guys are just plain goal scorers, and you put Robbie Schremp in that category. Had a power play goal against Team Russia in Game 1, and here in an even strength 5-on-5 situation, he's going to capitalize with a beautiful wrist shot, but it was the work down low that led to this goal. Jake Dowell involved. Beautiful job along the boards. Schremp's going to leave his man right there. He's behind the net in this situation, Jim, but he doesn't stay there. Once he recognizes that puck gets out into that scoring area, goal scorers get there. And Schremp finishes off with a beautiful wrist shot to the glove side.
The United States now enjoying their biggest lead of this year's World Junior Tournament. They had a couple of 2-goal leads earlier in this game. And now a 3-goal cushion here in the third period. With just about 15 minutes to play. Remember, in international hockey, the clock counts up to 20. Now a long shot, and they score through traffic. Stefan Hurlimann throws a shot that surprises Montoya, and the Swiss don't go away. Now back to within 2.
Just a simple little wrist shot through traffic. You don't have anything to do, put it at the net. When in doubt, put it on the net when you're in the offensive zone, and it was Hurlimann who's going to fight off some traffic. Now he's in tough position to move that puck, so he just turns. He's just going to fire this puck. It's almost a sinker on edge. It was a little bit higher, and you can see Montoya's reaction. Never saw this puck. He's trying to find it. He's down on one knee, trying to sort through legs and sticks and skates. Doesn't find it in time, and that little shot on goal finds the back of the net.
Is that what you call a seeing eye goal, Andy?
That's a base hit.
Now here's Bohr's shot, bouncing around in the crease. Stafford after it. Broken sticks in the slot, but finally the Swiss are able to come away with it. Now Stancescu gets it over to Robbie. His shot deflects wide. On the far side, Stafford puts it in behind his own net. Bohr trying to move it ahead. He loses the handle. A quick shot, and they score! It squirts through the pads of Montoya, and Victor Stancescu brings the Swiss back to within a goal.
Another turnover deep in their own zone. Casey Bohr couldn't move that puck up to the winger where he wanted to on the far side of the ice, looking for his right winger. Puck kind of pinballs around a little bit in that corner of the rink, and Stancescu, one of the captains of this Team Switzerland squad, is just going to quickly direct it in the direction of Al Montoya. We saw a puck squirt through his legs in the first period. We're going to see another one squirt through it again right here. There's Bohr looking to move that puck up. Two-man forecheck, quick release. Puck finds its way through the legs and through the skates of Montoya. We got a 1-goal hockey game.
So much for the 3-goal lead for Team USA. Now we're back to a 1-goal lead, and we've had, what, 5 goals in this period? 5 goals in this period, and we're not even fourth of the way through, barely.
You got to admire the resolve of this Team Switzerland. They will not go away. You would think they expend a lot of energy and emotion to get it to 2-2. They go back down by a pair at 4-2, but there's no give up.
7 goals in this period already. Can't even keep track of them all. Long shot floats in, and it's steered away by Tobler. In the corner, Porter battling along the wall, Fritchie in there as well. Now it's fed around to the far side. Likens waiting for it there, puts it in deep. Here's Kessel in the corner, tied up by Romy. Centering feed comes through to the near side. Here's Suter walking in, plays it down low, trying to center it. Was Kessel, comes to the line, and they say Likens didn't hold it in. And I've been waiting to use this one. I don't think he likened that call.
He could have waited a little longer to use that one.
Well, what are these two goaltenders thinking right now? Montoya, shaky third, as well as Tobler.
Yeah, they're guessing a little bit right now. I'm sure their confidence is shaken, but they also know that there's still 13-plus minutes to go in the hockey game, and they know how important they're going to be to determine the outcome of this hockey game. And they got to find a way to strengthen their game and make big saves.
13:50 to go here in the third period. The United States leading by 1. Diaz fires one into the far corner. Brown picks it up there, puts it behind his own net. Now it comes out in front. A quick shot, deflected off traffic wide. Another centering pass. Montoya down, and the puck comes to him. It's still loose. He thinks it's underneath him, and finally Bort gets it out of danger. Bort, though, can't clear. The Swiss with tremendous pressure on. Puck in the corner, and it's cleared along the wall, and Dowell will slide it out. Dowell gets it ahead. Across the line. Quick shot by Dowell, and he scores! The referee pointed. The goal light came on. The Swiss are arguing. And now I think it may be time for another review. It definitely hit that far post, but was it over the line and came out or not?
Well, if you get a good look at that right post, they have that white padding that goes along the lower portion of the net. It's deep into the net, a few inches inside the post, because if a puck gets in that area and comes out very quickly, it should be considered a goal. That's why that padding doesn't wrap all the way adjacent to the post along the goal line. That puck appeared to be well inside the post, and at first glance, it appeared to be a good goal.
Well, referee Thomas Schur goes back to the video. He wants to take another look at it, but he initially signaled goal. And so I think he will need to be convinced that this puck didn't go in.
Well, the puck has to be completely across the goal line. See if we get a look at it from the overhead. From that angle there, it sure looks like it hits all post. And perhaps not that white padding deep in the goal, or I should say deep in the goal, shallow in the goal. That puck is not across the goal line, Jim. That should not count from those two replays that we've seen. Nothing conclusive that that puck was in the net.
And you can see the referee, sure, shaking his head no, and it is no goal. No goal. And so the faceoff will be in the neutral zone. One more look at it. It clanks off the left post and comes right back. Suter, I'm sure, is questioning, saying, well, first you counted it, because he made the signal pointing it to the cage.
Yeah, I thought it might have got inside that post when I first saw it too, Jim.
Yep.
I thought it might have hit that white padding along the low post, but clearly from the replay, from a number of angles, showing that puck not across the goal line, catching a lot of post. And we'll stay a one-goal game with Team USA leading by 1.
And Coach Scott Sandelin wants an explanation. And his captain, Ryan Suter, is filling him in on what he was told by the official. So it remains a 5-4 hockey game. Long shot sails wide. Borer pinches in. Comes back to Callahan at the line. His shot right on. Tobler the save. Rebound! And that is in the net! It's now 6-4. What a wild period of hockey. This is unbelievable.
Well, Jim, at the outset of this broadcast, you talked to me and asked me some of the things that Team USA worked on. One was in the offensive zone. They wanted the defenseman to pinch down on the strong side. Borer is going to do exactly that. What that means is the forward on the opposite side of the ice has to cover for the defenseman. Callahan does it. He's in position. He gets to the puck, picks his head up, drills the puck at the goal, and Patrick O'Sullivan gets himself open to jump on that rebound. And a spinorama wrist shot is going to trickle through Tobler's legs. And right in the same spot where we had the no goal, that time it did cross the goal line.
Well, the United States has answered the challenge from the Swiss, not with defense, but with offense. And Patrick O'Sullivan, a 3-time member of the U.S. national team, comes through with his first goal of this year's tournament. And it's a big one, as it's now 6-4. But the Swiss, they're not done yet. Across the line, Hazer's shot off the blocker of Montoya. Rebound controlled by Kessel momentarily, but then it's slapped in deep. Likens with it, in behind his own net. Plays it to the near corner to Suter. Suter now starts out the far side, comes up the center of the ice. Gets by one man, feeds it to Fritchie. Fritchie carries into the zone, centering pass, hit a skate, deflects to center. Agamo puts it right back in, and Team USA will make changes. 12 minutes to go here in the hockey game, and what a wild third period we've seen here in this one. After 2 periods that were much like sitting in the library studying for a final, all of a sudden, it's Friday night here at the rink.
I wish I could relate to your analogy.
Well, you're a UNH alum. You have a fine degree from that institution.
Well, I'll let you think that.
Here's Pino with it on the far side. Well, you certainly learned a lot about life while you were there.
Well, I only went 3 years of college before I turned pro. But anybody that goes to UNH is going to get a fine degree.
Puck loose in the zone. That's cleared out to center. The Swiss attacking. Long shot floats wide, and Pino will pick it up on the far side. Wick on the forecheck. Forces Pino to play it around behind his own net. And now United States comes to center. Agamo sends it down ice. Back to get it, Alain Beerbaum. Gets it into the United States zone, but Stafford pokes it away and now gives chase. Stafford steaming after it, but Tobler way out of his cage, clears it out to center to Wick. And then a nice job at the line by Lee, the high school player, to break it up. Now here's Callahan busting in, beats it across, and Tobler slides across to make a great save. Callahan trying to set up Stafford on the far side. Now here's a chance for Stancescu, but he couldn't pull the trigger and ends up crashing to the end boards. Casey Borer, a sophomore at St. Cloud State, battling along the wall, trying to gain control. Wick in there as well. Romy plays it in deep to Wick. Centers it, comes through to the point. Shot by Von Gruden doesn't get through, and it's cleared back out to center.
Patrick Sullivan that went down, O'Sullivan that went down and blocked that shot after that point man was open.
Out of the near side, Casey Boyer with it. Boyer plays it ahead. It hits a teammate on the bench, but the referee didn't notice it, and so play continues. Now Lee out there plays at Moorhead High School. Tied up in the corner with Romy, and we're going to get a whistle and a penalty here. And it looks like it may be on the United States. It's going to be a thrilling finish. Join us on the other side of the break. Back here in Grand Forks, and look at that line score. It looks like almost like a baseball game or something in the third inning. The pitchers gave out.
Yeah, I think the starters are gone by now. If that was a ball game.
And Scott Sandelin, he's not laughing. This hasn't been the kind of night he was hoping for. He was hoping for an easy night for his club. Instead, a lot of Tums are being digested by that coaching staff watching this one. Now Suter in the corner trying to kill the puck. The United States shorthanded. Brian Lee in the penalty box for holding. Here's Fuhrer playing it down low. Stancescu back to Fuhrer. Now to the near side. Romy's one-timer wide. Comes around to Stancescu. He puts it in behind to Ahrensberger. Ahrensberger tied up there, but it's brought back to the point. Fuhrer, one-timer, Romy. And again, he's off the target. Likens now trying to gain control. Instead, it's Ahrensberger feeding it through the slot. Comes back near the line. Romy holds it in momentarily, but now Suter's able to work it down ice.
Nice force by Kevin Porter using his speed to get out on that point man, and Suter with a good read.
Now Romy getting it back to the point. Fuhrer winds up, hammers a shot off the backboard, and Montoya catches it without looking.
We talked about Fuhrer likes to shoot the puck. He's got a heavy drive. He's trying to score from about 60 feet on this slap shot. And if that's hard off that glass, it comes all the way back out over Montoya. We'll get a good look at it right here. That puck just takes off. With a concentration by Montoya, trying to find that puck, and a good reaction with the glove hand.
Oh, he did see it the whole way. At first, I thought he didn't even know where it went, but he had it the whole way. Now, the United States hammers it down. Nice 50 seconds to go on the penalty time to lead. Now, Hagemo picks an opening and dumps it back down to the Swiss zone. Diaz with it. 35 seconds left in the power play. 8 minutes to go in the hockey game. 6-4, the United States leading it. Along the far wall, Schuler trying to get it out front. Now it comes back to Diaz, back to Schuler. Schuler trying to find Benoit in front. Now the pass to Diaz, hops his stick, and it comes back out to center. Now Benoit across the line. Lost the handle. Stafford breaks it up and starts Callahan back short-handed. Callahan with one man to beat. Tried to get around Diaz, but Diaz did a nice job to push the puck to the corner. Lee is out of the penalty box. The United States back at full strength. Now here's Wick feeding it ahead. His pass intercepted by Callahan. He dumps it ahead, but Ahrensberger brings it right back the other way to Wick. Wick trying to sidestep his man, gets around him, takes the shot. And that was turned away by Montoya and picked out to center. O'Sullivan after it. To O'Callahan. In front to Stafford. And it comes right to the goaltender, Tobler. And he covers up and holds for the faceoff. The United States leads it by 2, but we've seen that no lead is safe in this one. ESPN2's coverage of the IIHF World Junior Championships continues Wednesday night when the United States takes on Belarus in their third game of the round robin. And if it's anything like these first two, it should be sensational. You'll want to join us Wednesday night at 9:30. And for more information, log on to ESPN.com. And Al Montoya, what's he thinking right now? Last year, 8 goals the entire tournament, Andy. He's already let 8 get by him in just 2 games.
Well, numbers are numbers, and the number he's concentrating on right now is 2-0 for Team USA. He's got to be strong here in the final 7 minutes to make sure Team USA gets exactly what they came in this game for, a victory.
Now here's Stancescu across the line, trying to get it towards Wick. It comes to Montoya, and he'll cover and hold for the faceoff. Al Montoya has never lost a game in World Junior competitions, but he's had some problems here in this one tonight.
Well, he's had some problems because his team hasn't been strong in front of him. He hasn't been sharp, yes, but the team has given up too many opportunities, a little too lackadaisical play in the defensive end, some questionable decision-making, and that's going to lead to quality scoring chances. But Team USA has been resilient. They keep taking the lead.
Andy, in the game before, we've talked about the fact that the United States, they wanted the defensemen to play closer to their opposition. Have they been able to do that tonight?
No, they haven't. It's a work in progress, and it's an area they're going to continue to have to work on if they expect to win gold.
Now the puck fired out to center. After it is Kessel, and here he comes. Bill Kessel on a breakaway, and he couldn't pull the trigger, but he puts it in front. Another shot for Porter, and he couldn't pull the trigger. And what a special hockey player Phil Kessel is. Now here's a shot by Kessel, and he goes right to the net, knocks Tobler down. Play continues. Now Fritchie tripped up, and the Swiss will come back the other way. Benoit with the shot. Good pad save that time by Montoya. And the puck taken over by Porter.
Big stops at both ends. Tobler on Kessel. And I believe it was Fritchie on the second opportunity right there. Montoya with the right pad on Benoit.
Now here comes Porter with Kessel, but they're tired, so Porter will just dump it in deep, and the U.S. will make a line change. Along the wall, Dowell forces in deep. Beerbaum plays it around to the far side. Waiting for it there is Schuler. He'll clear it out to center. Malagoski with it there. Puts it off the wall out to center. Schuler with it. He'll flip it right back in. Back to get it, Malagoski. Out of Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Plays it around to the near side, out of the reach of Dowell. It's dumped back into the corner. And now Porter brings it out. And he sends it all the way down. This will be icing against Team USA. With a break in the action, Team USA leads it by 2, but you don't want to miss the finish of this one. Back-to-back gold, that's what's on the mind of these fans, and the United States taking an important step here tonight. If they can knock off Switzerland, they'll be 2-0 in the pool play. You want to get one of the top 3 spots. Ideally, you want the top spot, as there are 10 nations here battling for the gold medal. The United States has had terrible success in this tournament until last year. They turned the corner, came away with the gold in Helsinki, and now they're trying to repeat here on home ice, and it's been sensational hockey these first 2 nights, Andy.
It has, and understand the importance of these final 5 minutes. You have not had a solid game. You've been sloppy at times in your own zone, but you have a 2-goal lead. Continue to protect it. Try and build on good habits here. The final stages of this hockey game.
Now O'Sullivan's pass broken up. United States, Ryan Suter, the captain, tries the home run pass for O'Sullivan, but this will be icing instead. And so we'll bring the face-off back down into the U.S. zone. Under 5 minutes to play. In international hockey, the clock counts up. So the end of the game will be when the clock reaches 20 minutes. Patrick O'Sullivan had the 2 huge goals for the United States last year when they came back to knock off the heavily favored Canadians to win the gold medal. The United States was down 3-1 after 2 periods of play, but scored 3 unanswered in Helsinki to steal gold. Against Marc-Andre Fleury, the #1 pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Who was awesome in Halifax, Nova Scotia the year before, but luck not on his side last year in Helsinki.
You look at the Group A standings to this point. The United States, if they hang on, will be 2-0. And you look at the hitting still roaming. This is a tough, physical Swiss team. They know how to play the body. But if you look at the situation, the United States will be the lone undefeated team if they can knock off Switzerland here. And that's a great position going into their third of the 4 games they have to play in pool play against Belarus on Wednesday.
And not looking too far ahead, but that game 4 against the Czech Republic takes on significant meaning with the Russians beating the Czechs earlier today.
Now here's a quick shot right off the mask of Montoya. And Porter trying to knock it ahead, but he's tied up from behind. And finally it's kicked down ice. Kessel giving chase, but he's beaten to the puck by Kaiser. Now it's center. Porter puts it right back in. Delayed offside. The United States changes up, so that's waved off. And now we approach 4 minutes to go in the game. Puck played around to the far side. And out to center. Brown after it there. It comes in on Montoya. Now he sweeps it aside and clears it out. Puck hammered off the wall at center. Oligoski in traffic, loses the handle. Carrying on for the U.S. Hensick, good shot, fired it wide. On the far side, Stancescu puts it out to center to Wick. Now to Ahrensberger. His shot floats wide as he didn't get much wood on it. And now Jake Dowell takes over. Dowell feeds it ahead through center. Coming across the line, rolling it in front, trying to get it over to Hensick, but that was broken up. And it's cleared all the way down. And this will be icing against Switzerland. After a season of turmoil, Brady Quinn and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish look for redemption as they take on Derek Anderson and the Oregon State Beavers in the Insight Bowl on ESPN tomorrow night at 9:45 Eastern. It's all part of the Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN and ESPN2. The Insight Bowl is also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Call your cable operator, DirecTV, or the Dish Network today. And for more information, log on to ESPN.com. .235 to play here in the hockey game. Shots 35-29 in favor of the Swiss. They've had the advantage throughout tonight.
Team Switzerland will continue to try and stretch it forward through the neutral zone as soon as they get possession of the puck in their own end. Something they've been effective with tonight. They'll continue to try and do it, knowing they need 2 goals to tie.
Round to the far side. Puck pushed in deep. United States trying to keep the puck down in the Swiss zone. Stafford battling on along the wall. It's put out in front. Callahan trying to jam it in the short side. And it's clear to the line. Likens has to wait for teammates to get onside. Now he floats it in. And Andy, for the fans that don't realize what kind of competition this is the greatest hockey players in the world, 20 years of age and younger. There is some dynamic talent on the ice. A lot of these players would be in the National Hockey League right now if there were not the lockout.
Or starring for their respective college teams, but you're right, the talent here, it doesn't matter which nation you play for, the talent level just continues to increase, and it's been evident by what we've seen here from Team Switzerland tonight.
And of course, we saw in the Russian game the top 2 picks in the draft, Ovechkin and Malkin. Team Canada is loaded. We may see them in the crossover round later in this tournament, but Sid Crosby, everybody's excited to see his debut in the National Hockey League, even though it may be a year or 2 away. And now we have a timeout being taken here by the Swiss as they try to plan some strategy to cut into this 2-goal lead, and they certainly were able to do it earlier in this period.
Some of this strategy actually started prior to this timeout. The goaltender asking for a different stick, trying to catch a breather, slow it down, let their better players who've been on the ice a ton here in the 3rd period to catch their breath, keep rolling them out. They're basically going to try and play 6-7 forwards here in the final minutes of this hockey game. They're also discussing right now the strategy of getting their goaltender out when they want him out. Team USA, they're talking about what they need to do in order to stifle any kind of offensive attempts by Team Switzerland. What that would involve is a responsible 3rd player, a 3rd forward who has to help with the defense, try and take away the middle of the ice. Don't let players get in behind you, and by all means, don't give up outnumbered situations.
Well, Mike Hastings, the assistant coach, one of the greatest coaches in all of junior hockey, drawing up the diagram of how Team USA wants to defense this. And now Fritchie is tossed out, but Kessel wins the draw on a quick shot right off the face-off, and Tobler turns that aside. Now Fritchie just pushes it back deeper. Porter in on the forecheck, ties up Diaz. 65 shots in this hockey game tonight. This is tremendous, wide-open, offensive hockey. All these countries come here with the medal to the pedal. Now Fritchie feeds it ahead. Here's Kessel across the line with Porter. Nice move by Kessel, and then just lost the handle at the last moment. Puck in the corner. Kessel slow to get up. Long pass, hits traffic. Kessel limping to the bench. And now we have offside as Kessel couldn't get out of the zone in time. And Phil Kessel goes down here on this play.
Nice little curl and drag move right here. We got slashed on the sweep around by the Swiss defenseman. That's one of those burners. Takes that feeling right out of the top of your foot, near your ankle. That was a difficult situation. Kessel couldn't get up, and Team Switzerland basically had a 5-on-4 if they could have gotten possession of the puck and got going in the offensive direction.
Final minute of play here at Grand Forks, the United States trying to close out their second win of this year's World Juniors. Hensick plays it ahead. They battle for possession. Dowell along the wall, but it's driven back in by Von Guten. Montoya couldn't slow it down. Doligoski, though, gains control, and he sends it the distance. So this is icing now against Team USA. And so we'll bring the face-off back down into the American zone with 26 seconds to play.
Well, I expect Fritchie and possibly Dowell to be on the ice here in this face-off situation to the left of Al Montoya. Dowell, left-handed centerman. That's his strong side if he's going to be taking a draw. And of course, Fritchie to win face-offs in either direction. You like to have two centermen on the ice in this situation in case one of them gets tossed out of the circle.
Off the face-off, puck comes back to Fuhrer. His shot blocked by Fritchie, and he shovels ahead to Porter on a breakaway. Porter going in, and he fires wide. But Dan Fritchie, one of those veterans that you've talked about throughout this tournament, comes up with a key play to save this one for the USA. Dowell puts it in front. It's broken up, but there is only 5 seconds left in the game. It's set down ice. Montoya with the save, puts it in behind his own net, and Team USA has defeated the Swiss 6-4, and they now improve to 2-0, and they are now atop Group A.
No medals for style points, certainly, but Team USA gets what they want, a victory. They now lead Group A with an unblemished record at 2-0. Not their best hockey tonight, but they get that important victory. It wasn't easy, but Coach Sandelin gets to use his entire bench, and that could prove to be fruitful down the stretch.
Our final score here, USA 6-4 over the Swiss. Stay tuned for more great action from the World Junior Championships Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. when Team USA skates against Belarus. Today's game has been a presentation of ESPN and ESPN2, the worldwide leaders in sports. Up next, the 2005 Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Swimsuit Calendar Show. For Andy Brickley and Jim Rich, continued happy holidays.